Have you ever looked at yourself and wondered, why do I feel weaker every month even though I am trying to do everything right? You eat what you believe is healthy food, you take supplements, you try to walk more, maybe you even do light exercise when your energy allows it. And yet somehow, your legs feel less stable, your arms feel less powerful, and simple everyday tasks seem to take more effort than they used to. If that sounds familiar, there is a strong chance the real problem may be something called sarcopenia. And if you are over 60, this is one of the most important health issues you need to understand.
Sarcopenia is the gradual loss of muscle mass, muscle strength, and physical function that often happens as we age.
But let me be very clear, this is not just getting older. This is not something you should casually accept as normal. It is your body slowly losing muscle tissue faster than it can rebuild it. In simple terms, your muscles are shrinking, weakening, and becoming less useful with time, even if the process is so gradual that you do not notice it right away. That is why so many seniors are shocked when they suddenly realize they can no longer get up from a chair easily, carry groceries comfortably, walk upstairs without holding the railing, or keep their balance with the confidence they used to have. The decline often feels sudden, but in reality it has usually been developing quietly for months, or even years. And here is the most dangerous part. Most people focus on lunch and dinner when they think about nutrition, but the first meal of the day often determines whether your muscles begin rebuilding or keep breaking down. That means your breakfast can either support your body's repair system or silently work against it every single morning. In this video, I am going to show you 5 breakfast foods that may be harming your muscles and making sarcopenia worse, even though many seniors think these foods are healthy or harmless. Then I will show you 5 foods you should start adding to your breakfast beginning tomorrow morning if you want to protect your strength, support your muscle tissue, and feel more capable, more stable, and more energetic again. And make sure you stay until the end, because the final food is one that many traditional Chinese doctors have recommended to older adults for years as part of maintaining strength, recovery, and overall vitality. I am Dr. Richard, and I am making you this promise because I have spent years helping older adults understand the hidden causes behind weakness, instability, fatigue, and muscle loss. I have watched what happens when seniors keep eating the wrong foods every morning, and I have also seen what happens when they finally give their muscles the nutrients they actually need. The difference can be dramatic. Before we begin, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? How old are you? And what kind of muscle loss symptoms have you been dealing with lately? Is it weakness in your legs, trouble standing up, poor balance, difficulty opening jars or carrying bags? Let me know in the comments. I read them carefully, and your experience may help someone else feel less alone too. Now let us begin. Have you ever wondered what is actually happening inside your muscles while you sleep? Most people assume rest alone is enough. They think that if they sleep, their body will automatically heal and rebuild itself, but the process is more specific than that, and understanding it can completely change the way you think about breakfast. During the day, your muscles are used. Every time you walk, climb stairs, lift something, stand up from a chair, or even balance yourself when turning around, tiny amounts of stress are placed on your muscle fibers. Some of those fibers develop microscopic wear and tear. That sounds negative, but it is actually part of how the body improves. Mild damage signals the body that repair is needed. Then during sleep, your body goes into recovery mode. It begins sending support cells, amino acids, hormones, and repair signals to damaged tissues. The goal is not just to fix the muscle, the goal is to rebuild it stronger so it is better prepared for the next day. That is the secret behind strength maintenance at any age. Your muscles are constantly going through a cycle of use, repair, and adaptation. But here is the part many seniors do not realize. That repair process cannot be completed properly without the right fuel after waking up. Your body may start the repair job overnight, but breakfast often determines whether the rebuilding process continues or gets interrupted. Your muscles need protein, they need key amino acids, they need minerals, they need energy that does not cause a crash, they need nutrients that help your body absorb and use protein effectively. If you wake up and feed your body foods that spike blood sugar, increase inflammation, block absorption, or fail to provide enough usable protein, then you are essentially starving your muscles during the most important repair window of the day. In other words, if your breakfast is wrong, your body cannot rebuild what it lost yesterday. And that is why so many people feel confused. They think they are eating enough, they think they are eating healthy, but their breakfast is quietly working against muscle maintenance instead of supporting it. So before I show you the 5 breakfast foods that can help protect and build muscle, I need to show you the 5 foods many seniors should stop relying on in the morning if they do not want to keep losing strength. These are 5 foods you should be very careful with at breakfast if you are serious about protecting your muscles. Number 1 is white bread. Here is what happens when you eat white bread in the morning. It gets digested quickly and turns into glucose fast. That causes your blood sugar to rise sharply, and then your body responds with a strong insulin release to bring that sugar level back down. The problem is that this kind of fast rise and crash does not create a stable environment for muscle repair. Instead of giving your body steady nourishment, it creates a roller coaster. You may feel temporarily full, but that does not mean your muscles got what they needed. White bread is also low in high-quality protein and low in the key amino acids required for muscle rebuilding. So not only are you failing to support muscle repair, you are also taking up valuable breakfast space with a food that does little for strength, recovery, or stability. And here is where many seniors get trapped. White toast feels light, familiar, fast, and easy to eat. It goes well with tea, butter, jam, or eggs. It seems harmless, but if it becomes the main part of breakfast day after day, especially without enough protein, it can contribute to a pattern of underfeeding the muscles. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 62-year-old patient who came to my clinic about 2 years ago. She was showing classic signs of muscle loss. She needed to use her hands to push herself up from a chair. She got tired carrying groceries from the car. She felt shaky on stairs and had already fallen twice in 6 months. Her family was worried, and honestly, so was she. When I looked closely at her routine, I noticed something simple but important. Every morning before work, she ate 2 slices of white toast with butter. That was it. It was quick, cheap, and easy. She believed it was practical, but it gave her very little of what her muscles actually needed after an overnight fast. Once we changed her breakfast pattern and started including more muscle-supportive foods, things slowly began shifting. Her energy improved, her confidence improved, daily movement became easier. She told me later that she felt stronger and more capable than she had in a long time. Now let us move to number 2, coffee on an empty stomach. This one surprises many people because they cannot imagine starting the day without it. Have you ever wondered what happens when you wake up and drink coffee before eating anything? Caffeine stimulates your nervous system. For many people, that means a quick feeling of alertness. But on an empty stomach, especially first thing in the morning, that stimulation can feel much harsher on the body. It may increase jitteriness, worsen anxiety, upset digestion, and make some people feel weaker later when the energy crash arrives. For seniors who are already under-eating protein at breakfast, coffee can become a replacement for real nourishment instead of a companion to it, and that is the real issue. Coffee itself is not always the villain. The problem is when it becomes breakfast. If all you consume in the morning is caffeine, then your muscles stay unfed during the exact time they need nutritional support. You remain in a fasted state longer, and the rebuilding process is delayed. Over time, that pattern can work against strength, appetite, and recovery. One of my more difficult cases was James, a 62-year-old security guard who was working 2 jobs to support his family. He had a night shift at one location and daytime work at another. He was exhausted all the time, sleeping too little, and surviving almost entirely on caffeine. 6 to 8 cups a day, often with no food in the morning at all. He thought coffee was keeping him going. In reality, it was helping him ignore the fact that his body was running on empty. James started experiencing profound muscle weakness. He struggled lifting equipment. He felt drained all the time. Even stairs became difficult. Once we changed the pattern and made sure he was actually eating protein-rich foods in the morning instead of relying on coffee alone, his strength and stamina gradually improved. He still enjoyed coffee, but it stopped replacing food. That distinction changed everything. Now the next food might surprise you even more because many people think they are making a smart, protein-rich breakfast decision. Number 3 is processed meat. I am talking about bacon, sausage, deli ham, and other heavily processed breakfast meats that millions of seniors rely on every week. On the surface, these foods look like a strong protein choice, and yes, they do contain protein, but they also often come packaged with a heavy load of sodium, preservatives, additives, and inflammatory compounds that may not support long-term muscle and metabolic health the way people assume. Processed meats can also crowd out better quality protein sources. If your breakfast is built around salty processed meats but lacks fiber, healthy fats, and nutrient diversity, it may not be doing your body any favors. And here is something else older adults need to think about. These foods are often easy to overeat, especially when paired with toast, packaged spreads, or sweet drinks. That combination may taste satisfying, but it often creates a breakfast that is heavy, inflammatory, and not especially supportive of steady energy or recovery. Let me tell you about Sarah, a 67-year-old retired schoolteacher I treated several months ago. She came in because she had become noticeably weaker, carrying groceries was difficult, getting out of the bathtub felt unsafe, her handwriting had become shaky, she was afraid something neurological was happening. When I reviewed her diet, I found that every single morning for over a decade, she ate 2 strips of bacon and a sausage patty. She believed she was doing exactly what she needed to do because her late husband had always told her protein keeps you strong. He was right about protein, but the source matters. Once we shifted her breakfast away from heavily processed meats and toward more nutrient-dense, balanced foods, she gradually started feeling better. The most powerful change was not one magical ingredient. It was moving from a breakfast that looked protein-rich on paper to one that truly supported muscle repair in practice. Number 4 is oatmeal made with skim milk as the entire breakfast. Now, before anyone misunderstands me, oats themselves are not evil. Oatmeal can absolutely have a place in a healthy diet. The problem begins when seniors treat plain oatmeal with skim milk as a complete muscle-building breakfast. In most cases, it simply does not provide enough high-quality protein on its own to properly support aging muscle. This is where good intentions create bad outcomes. Many people are told oatmeal is heart healthy, and it can be. It may help with cholesterol and digestion in some people, but heart healthy does not automatically mean muscle protective. If your breakfast is mostly carbohydrate with only a small amount of weak protein support, then your muscles are still not getting the building blocks they need. Skim milk creates another issue for some people. By removing the fat, you may also reduce satiety and make the meal less satisfying. Many seniors end up hungry again quickly, which can lead to low energy, snacking, or poor overall protein distribution throughout the day. Every morning for 15 years she ate steel-cut oats with skim milk and a banana. She measured everything carefully, she followed advice exactly, and yet she was getting weaker. She struggled opening car doors, lifting her granddaughter, and even eating neatly in public because of tremor and weakness in her hands. She was frustrated because she thought she was doing everything right. What she was missing was not discipline, it was enough effective protein in the morning. When we adjusted her breakfast to include more complete protein and better nutrient balance, she began to feel more capable and physically steady again. The lesson was simple: a breakfast can be heart-conscious and still fail the muscles. Now let us go to number 5, refined cereals. This one is sitting in many homes right now. It is easy, sweet, familiar, and often marketed as fortified, whole grain, or supportive of health in some way. But many refined breakfast cereals are simply not strong choices for older adults trying to protect muscle mass. They are often low in meaningful protein, high in rapidly digested carbohydrates, and easy to overconsume because they do not keep you full for long. Even worse, many people pour them into a bowl and believe they have eaten a proper breakfast, when in reality, they have consumed very little of what aging muscles actually require. That matters more than people realize. After an overnight fast, the body benefits from a breakfast that sends a strong signal for repair and rebuilding. Refined cereal usually does not do that. It may fill the stomach temporarily, but it does not adequately feed the muscles. Harold, a 71-year-old retired carpenter, had followed the same breakfast routine for more than 20 years. Every single morning he ate 2 bowls of raisin bran with low-fat milk. His late wife had started that routine for him, and he never questioned it. He thought he was getting fiber and doing something healthy, but over time he became weaker and less steady. His hands lost precision. He gave up woodworking because he no longer trusted his grip and coordination. When we changed his breakfast and introduced more protein-centered foods, he slowly regained confidence in his body again. Later, he told me he had started building furniture once more. That mattered deeply to him because it gave him back part of his identity. So now you know the 5 breakfast patterns that often work against muscle maintenance: white bread as the main meal, coffee instead of breakfast, processed meats as the foundation, oatmeal with skim milk as a complete meal, and refined cereals that leave muscles underfed. Now let us move to the good news. What I am about to share with you are 5 breakfast foods that can support muscle maintenance far more effectively and help older adults build a breakfast that actually works for strength, recovery, balance, and energy. These are not random trendy foods. These are practical, accessible options you can find at normal grocery stores, and when used consistently, they can help create the kind of breakfast environment aging muscles truly need. Before I reveal them, I want to ask you something. Are you starting to see why you might be feeling weaker even though you thought your breakfast was healthy? If this is connecting dots for you, leave a comment below. And if this video is helping you understand your body in a new way, hit that subscribe button because I make these videos specifically to help older adults protect their health with practical information they can actually use. Now let us continue. Here are the 5 breakfast foods that can help support your muscles and make your mornings much more powerful. Number 1 is plain Greek yogurt. Do you know what makes Greek yogurt such a strong breakfast choice for seniors? It gives you concentrated protein in a form that is easy to eat, easy to combine with other foods, and easy to keep in the house. Compared with many regular yogurts, Greek yogurt usually provides much more protein per serving, which makes it far more useful for muscle maintenance. And protein matters deeply in the morning. After an overnight fast, your body has gone hours without food. Giving it a meaningful source of protein early in the day helps support muscle protein synthesis, the process by which the body repairs and builds muscle tissue. If you miss that opportunity again and again, muscle maintenance becomes harder with age. Greek yogurt is also versatile. You can keep it simple, or you can build a much stronger breakfast around it. Add chopped nuts, add chia seeds, add berries. Add a few slices of avocado on the side, or pair it with boiled eggs. Suddenly you have a breakfast that is not just convenient, but genuinely supportive. Here is the best way to use it. Choose plain Greek yogurt, rather than highly sweetened versions. The goal is to avoid turning a protein-rich food into a dessert. If you need sweetness, use berries instead of sugar-heavy toppings. If you tolerate full-fat versions well, they can also help with satiety and overall meal satisfaction. Number 2 is eggs. Eggs remain one of the most effective and practical breakfast foods for older adults trying to support their muscle health. They are rich in high-quality protein and contain all the essential amino acids your body needs. That makes them incredibly valuable. They are also easy to prepare, easy to chew for many people, and easy to pair with other nutrient-dense foods. Scrambled, poached, boiled, or lightly fried with sensible ingredients, eggs can become the foundation of a breakfast that actually helps your muscles rather than merely filling your stomach. One of the biggest mistakes seniors make is fearing eggs while continuing to eat processed, low-protein, high-sugar breakfast foods. That trade is rarely beneficial. If your goal is strength, function, and muscle support, eggs are often a much smarter option than toast, cereal, or pastries. And let me add something important here. When most people eat eggs, they finally feel like they have had real food. They stay full longer, their energy is steadier, they are less likely to keep snacking on empty calories later. That matters because consistency beats intensity in nutrition. Number 3 is avocado. Now some people hear avocado and immediately think of trends, expensive cafe plates, or social media food, but do not overlook it. Avocado can be genuinely useful, especially when paired with protein. Why? Because healthy fats help create a more satisfying, nutrient-supportive breakfast. They slow digestion, improve fullness, and make it easier to build a meal that keeps your energy stable through the morning. Avocado also provides potassium and other nutrients that can support muscle and nerve function. But let me be clear, avocado is not the star by itself. It becomes powerful when used as part of a better breakfast structure. For example, eggs plus avocado is much stronger than toast alone. Greek yogurt plus seeds plus a small side of avocado can create a much more balanced breakfast than oatmeal by itself. The healthy fats also improve the feel of the meal. That may sound minor, but it matters. When food is more satisfying, people are more likely to stick with it. Number 4 is lean meats like turkey or chicken. This is one of the most overlooked breakfast upgrades seniors can make. People think of chicken and turkey as lunch or dinner foods, but there is no rule saying high-quality protein has to wait until noon. In fact, including lean meat in the morning can be an excellent strategy for older adults who need more protein but struggle to fit enough in later in the day. A few slices of cooked turkey, shredded chicken added to eggs, or leftover chicken breast alongside a savory breakfast can dramatically improve the protein quality of the meal. It does not have to look traditional to be effective, and that is an important mindset shift. Your muscles do not care whether society calls it breakfast food. Your muscles care whether you gave them enough usable protein. Lean meats can be especially helpful for seniors who do not tolerate dairy well or who get tired of eggs every day. They add variety, help increase total morning protein intake, and can make breakfast much more effective for maintaining muscle mass over time. Number 5 is nuts and seeds. This is the food many traditional Chinese practitioners and many wise elders have valued for years because small foods can carry surprising strength. Nuts and seeds are not just snacks. Used correctly, they are powerful breakfast enhancers. They provide healthy fats, minerals, texture, and in some cases extra protein that complements the main meal. They are especially useful when added to Greek yogurt, paired with eggs, or sprinkled over higher protein breakfasts. Almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds and flax seeds can all contribute something valuable. They help make a breakfast more complete, they support fullness, they bring in minerals that matter for muscle and nerve function, and they are easy to keep in the kitchen. The key is not to treat them as the entire breakfast. Think of them as reinforcements. They make a good breakfast better. Now let me bring all of this together in a way that is practical. If you are over 60 and worried about muscle loss, your breakfast should do 3 things. First, it should provide real protein. Second, it should be satisfying enough that you are not hungry again immediately. Third, it should be consistent enough that you can actually keep doing it. That means the best breakfasts are usually simple combinations. Greek yogurt with nuts and berries. Eggs with avocado. Eggs with turkey. Greek yogurt with seeds and a boiled egg on the side. Chicken with eggs if you prefer savory meals. These are not complicated meals, but they are much more useful than white toast, sweet cereal, or coffee alone. Now before I finish, I want you to really hear this part. Some people will watch this video, nod along, and then tomorrow morning go right back to eating what is easy, familiar, and comfortable. They will tell themselves they will change later. They will tell themselves one breakfast does not matter. They will tell themselves they will start next week. But muscle loss does not wait. Sarcopenia is not dramatic at first. That is why it is so dangerous. It happens quietly. It steals confidence before it steals independence. First you feel weaker, then you move less, then you trust your body less, then the risk of falls, frailty and dependence begins to rise. That is why breakfast matters more than people think. Tomorrow morning is not just another breakfast, it is another vote for either strength or decline, either support or neglect, either rebuilding or further breakdown, and the good news is that the change does not have to be extreme. You do not need perfection, you do not need a complicated meal plan, you do not need expensive powders, miracle supplements, or trendy health products. You need a better first meal. You need to stop underfeeding your muscles. You need to stop confusing light food with useful food. You need to stop assuming that what feels familiar is automatically helping you. Let me ask you something directly. If your legs have been weaker lately, if your balance feels worse, if getting up from a chair is harder, if stairs take more effort, if carrying bags makes you tired, if your grip is weaker than it used to be, then how much longer are you willing to ignore the warning signs? Because your body has been talking to you. Weakness is a message, instability is a message, fatigue is a message, loss of grip, slower walking, and reduced confidence in your body are all messages, and what you do at breakfast can either answer those messages wisely or make them louder. If this video has opened your eyes to what may really be happening to your muscles, then do not just watch and move on, apply it. Start tomorrow, pick one bad breakfast habit to remove, pick one better food to add, then stay consistent enough to give your body a chance to respond. If your current breakfast is white bread, change it. If it is coffee only, change it. If it is processed meat every day, rethink it. If it is cereal pretending to be nourishment, replace it. If it is oatmeal alone, with barely any protein, strengthen it. And if you truly want to protect your body, then build your breakfast around foods that serve your muscles instead of starving them. Greek yogurt, eggs, avocado, lean turkey or chicken, nuts and seeds. These 5 foods can help you build a breakfast pattern that supports strength, function, steadiness, and confidence. Now I want to hear from you. Which one of the bad breakfast foods have you been eating most often? And which one of the muscle-supportive foods are you willing to start with tomorrow morning? Tell me in the comments below. And if this video helped you understand why you may be losing muscle despite trying to eat healthy, then please subscribe right now. It takes only a second, it costs nothing, and it helps me continue making practical health videos for older adults who deserve clear and useful guidance. You are not too old to get stronger. You are not too late to protect your muscles. And you are not stuck with the weakness you feel today if you start making better choices consistently. I am Dr. Richard, thank you for spending this time with me, and I will see you in the next video.